There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. How are you?
Oh, I'm so nervous.
No, the dog's excited. Oh my God. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Me too. Well, welcome it. Okay, FYI, animals do get extremely excited when sessions happen. So just FYI, it doesn't matter. My cat yells at my door. I had to like put him in the other hall. That's just a normal thing. So first off, welcome in. I'm very excited as well. I got to talk to you a little bit about before we get into it. I guess like what happens, how I channel, how this works. Also, thank you for meeting me on a Sunday. You know, it's
Thank
good.
you.
You're welcome. Also, I got 2 days to like relax, so you get me all like fresh and peppy and
Ooh, that's awesome.
yeah,
I've been praying for you too.
yeah. See, so we're both good. So I want to go into like how I channel first. So number one, it's just gonna be me. I'm gonna have this pen. I'm also gonna have this notepad. The only thing I do the entire time, like you saw on the back of there, is I just scribble. That's it.
Yes.
It kind of just allows my body to do one thing while my brain is out in la la land doing something else. The next thing is that people always ask, how do you communicate? How do they talk? Well, dependent on how they were in person, that is how they will be in passing. So if they were a little bit more grumpy, and when I mean grumpy, I mean not like grumpy because I'm dying of cancer, just like if they were a grumpy personality all the way to begin with, right? Okay.
Right.
So if they were like that, then they're probably still going to have that same type of frequency that say, oh my God, I love the color of your nails. Like, hot dog. Sorry. I just got mine redone and I was like, ooh, that's pretty. So so they'll be that way. Now, or if they're really, really happy and positive, they will too. Now, how do they talk? Right? So what we're asking to do essentially is as long as you're doing your job, we may have multiple spirits show up, which we will, and they will help each other. So maybe there's one that's a little bit more strong than the other one. And so they'll like talk for them. I mean, there's so many different ways and I'll walk you through it. But how they do talk is that they're going to use me, obviously. And I get signs and symbols that mean one thing to me, and there's hundreds of them. So it's like if I see a white balloon, that means anniversary. If I see a colorful balloon, that means birthday. And they just go on and on and on. They have meaning to them. The next thing is that they do feelings and emotions. So like dying alone feels a lot different than dying with people in the room with you. It's just a emptiness about it. Another thing is that they will put me in situations that either they've been in or that you've been in or that you will be in, and they'll try to like make me relive it or re-see it or re-feel it or experience it. Now that can be difficult sometimes because they go off my own experiences. So I haven't been everywhere in the world and I haven't been everywhere in the US. So sometimes they'll put in that they're in a like a blue spruce forest. Well, I'm from Texas, and so I've been to like one of them. It's up in okay, you get it. Yeah, I've been to like up in Maine. I know they have them up there, but other than that, I don't know. And so I'll kind of just describe it to you. And then the last one is that I get words and phrases that just show up in my head, and I got to tell you what they are. So you are the Texas person. Okay. And so everybody else, okay. So that's why we kind of look alike too. We all peacock. We get ready for everything. We're like, ooh, no matter what it is.
And listen to this. We have the same birthday, you and I.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
November, baby.
I'm a November 7th.
Oh my God.
And I follow you on TikTok.
Oh my God, I love it. No wonder we look the same. Look, we have the same hair. We have the face shape. We have the big eyes. Like there's similarities. I'll show you your chart too, and I'll show you where it differs and how it's similar. And that's why you have that. Okay, I like it. Well, I hope that I live up to everything that you want. I was sitting here and I was meditating really hardcore before this, and the only thing that it's gonna be there's gonna be a part in here. I've never felt this before, and I'm trying to figure out why. So I know we want to channel two people. There's the older person and there's the kind of younger person. Well, the picture's younger. I feel like they were actually younger too at the same time whenever they passed. They didn't really make it too old at all. And okay, give me a second. I'm going to start channeling right now. Sorry, that was like a really good segue in for it. I was like, where are we going? Hold on. And of course, there's going to be Q&A. Another thing is that I'm not really going to be staring at you because if I do, then I look at things like, oh my God, look how great her nails are, right?
I get it. I get it.
You get it. and it also is recorded, so I'm going to send it to you tomorrow morning. Hang on, let me put on my music that I have going on. I had on my. Hold on. I wasn't expecting. Okay, so all I'm hearing is a voice right now. I'm hearing a couple voices right now, and I'm just going to try to describe the feelings as well. It's very difficult. There's like a goldenness about one, so it's almost like super super peaceful, calm, quiet, and then as we get into it, it's almost like going into it, like opening up more and figuring out what is this, what is this. There is somebody just said, yeah, I found him. So and that's the older guy. Oh, what? Knowledge, old in knowledge, not old in body. So person probably passed fairly older. Hang on, who are you? What are you doing? You gotta be kidding me. What does Marilyn Crab have to do with anything with you then?
So my parents got divorced when I was 12, and my mom moved to Virginia. So we're right next to Maryland.
Okay. They're talking about all I saw in my head was Old Bay seasoning, and then all I saw was blue crabs, and I'm like, Maryland crab. Why are we doing that? I had a really good friend while I was a military wife. They were from Maryland. They'd always talk about it, and I'm like, no, you got to do the Dungeness. But that's my thing. Too little meat on the blue ones, but they're good though. Hold on, what? So all I'm hearing is a voice, and he shows me that image, and then he says, coming in to say hi, coming in to say hi. This is definitely an older guy. Hold on. Somebody's talking about being tough on them. I feel like they know they were tough on them. I don't know who's them yet, probably relating to you. Um, Loved them. Like acknowledges maybe how difficult they were in a way, acknowledges, goes like this, and then just gives me a feeling of like I was too hard on them, and I see it now, kind of like I was an asshole. He actually put in my head. I was watching TikTok for 5 minutes a day, and they did a thing on how boomer generation, like they call them the boomers, like raised by the Victorians, were very very difficult because they didn't have as much love. And I don't really look into any of that, but it just brought up that one, and I was like, okay, so maybe they didn't understand how to give it. Maybe they were very very tough to begin with, or had a very tough family. You are so sweet. That's what he keeps talking about. He says, you're the sweetest thing. You need it. This is, oh, so the older guy is your dad. Oh, okay. Yeah, he goes, she needs her dad. That's all he said. And it's like having you say that, like, I just need my dad. He was like off doing things. I don't know what he's off doing things for. We'll have to figure. It's almost like he's preoccupied all the time because he has this grumbling, like, type of thing. What, who are you? I don't know. Maybe you had. He like is very disappointed in somebody's passing, and he shuts down. He's like trying to go through history with me right now. So what are we talking about? He's talking about him being a stand-up guy now. So he says he's a stand-up guy now. So what I'm asking is, who are you talking about? Who is this him? Oh, so the other person is like, oh, okay. Is the other person a brother? Like a brother for you? Okay. Sorry, I was thinking it's a husband at first. And like he goes, I go, who is that? Okay, I go, who is this? Who is this? He goes, oh, he's a stand-up guy. We'll get into that. And I go, why? I was like, who is that? And I was like, what type of love? And he puts hugs around you, but no kiss. And so that's brother for me. I was like, oh, okay, interesting. So we're gonna see. So he's talking about him. He's not here yet. He does put him as that golden, that good feeling. He says that. What? How? So that other brother, the brother, he's talking about it shaking the foundation of the family. So this happened in like more or less the earlier years. Okay. So he's talking
So
about him leaving and it going whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah,
whoa. Everything just shook it.
100%.
I've never seen that before in my head before. He's talking about how what? Massive shock when it comes to that passing. Oh my God, holy shit. That's what he's making me hear in my head. So he's talking about that. Your dad is trying to use like clips of movies and all these different things. He's not talking the normal way that I'm used to. But that's okay because we're figuring it out together. Really, I wonder if your father just shut down after the passing of him.
Yep.
Maybe that was like, yeah, because he talks about how he puts this guy, Dwight, your brother, on like this pedestal and how amazing he is. He almost shows him like football star. I'm not saying that he was, but like that's he was okay. He
Well,
puts him like
well, you're it's all gonna all come. You're dead on. Keep going.
okay, yeah, he puts him like football star, like woo, and then he talks about this massive disappointment. I don't know what the shock is yet. Maybe it goes in the shocking character of how this happened. But how old were you? You already had kids when your brother died? Okay. So it was that long ago. Wow. Okay. He goes, all I hear is a voice. And I said, are you here for your sister? He says, man, yeah, of course I am. She already had kids by the time I was like, so that's putting me back in a timeline. Says that maybe your brother was too stressed. But it's weird. Like there's a feeling of like I drink too much, but I don't know why he would drink too much. I don't know why he would because he feels like a really good guy. But this could also be, the timeline, right? Maybe I'm feeling his soul versus feeling what it was. And since he's been gone for a while, apparently, that's it. So now we're gonna filter everything down. Hold on. So Dad, come back here. What happened? Dad keeps pointing at all of my crosses and he keeps talking about having faith, but yet maybe not following it all the way, maybe talking the talk, but maybe not walking the walk all the way. I feel like Dad kept everybody around him far. I don't know why, like almost like an iron box around him, so they couldn't get close. Why? He remarried. Hmm. Because he talks about how I said, so what about her mom? What about her mom? And he talks about pushing her away, pushing these, and then having this, and then adding a new. So that's what that means. He says that one. He keeps trying to give you success, success, success. I want to find out what he did. I want to find out what these people did. There's so many questions. This is so great. And then what happened in all this? What my okay. So I was really hoping this would happen. That's really cool. So there are moments, he's retired, obviously, but what? Why are you saying that? Was your dad like military for a bit, or was he military? Because my dad just showed up in my head. Okay, my dad was military too, and so I have his photo here, and so he always they show up when they do that. That's why I'm like, okay, this is interesting. That's why I was like, there's once in a while this happens. What? So your father was not Air Force. I can tell you that. Okay, because my dad was born in 1935, and he went into the Army Air Corps, and then when it turned to Air Force, he went Air Force, and he became like I forget what it was, right? A major or whatever. And he's like joking with him, and he says, "Oh, you didn't make it in here," and he's like, "No, like I'm over you," and I don't know what that means yet, but they only Josh if they're in separate ones. It's like they talk shit to each other. Hang on. So what? He wants to get closer to you. He wants to get closer to his grandkids. He wants to get. No. Does he have great grandkids now? Holy crap. Okay. He goes, I want to get closer here. He talks about giving love, and then giving love again, but they're like little pea pods, you know? And I'm like, okay. He says that, do you have little kids crawling around on the floor here? Like where you're at right now? Like
Like,
not right now, but yeah, in your living room sometimes. Do you have them crawling around here?
well, sometimes, yeah.
Okay, sorry. He just showed me an image. I've never seen this before. He showed me where you're at right now. He showed me an up view, like looking down, and he showed me kids crawling all over the floor. So I'm like, okay, so that's him watching these kids. I don't know. That's interesting. He, what did you do? Hang on, we're gonna figure this out. Mm. Are you like? He's taking me on another venture right now. I'm gonna try to bring him back, and I'm gonna try to get both you and him and your brother to start talking together, to each other. I know you have a career. I know you're working. Are you like going off on another career path right now? Are you like deciding to like say to hell with it and like move into another direction now? What's going on with that?
So I own my own business. I'm a
This?
personal trainer, owner and operator. And during the pandemic, like half of my clientele, like, everybody was going in. So things shifted. So during that time, I was like, I can't lose my business. So um, I took on a job at Amazon, and I was put through shit that I never knew I had the strength to do in my life. And the whole time I was there, I was like, oh my God, Dad, you're probably looking down on me like, what the hell is she doing? But
Yeah.
so I stuck with it because I fell in love with it, but that's not my bread and butter. I do it for mental therapy. I do it because it's the physicality, and it tests your mental strength because most people can't do it.
Really? What are you
Yeah.
doing? Are you doing like boxing and shipping, or what are you doing?
So the first place I went was in a fulfillment center, and it
Huh?
was just the final place before where the drivers come to pick up the stuff. So there's lots of conveyor
Yeah.
belts, there's lots of lifting, heavy lifting, pulling around, all that stuff. And I was not only a minority, like as far as being Caucasian, but as being female and
Yeah.
for my age, but I was kicking ass. And so everybody fell in love with me. And I've kept those friendships. And then I shifted over to Amazon Fresh, still in the fulfillment center.
Mm-hmm.
But that's today I went in, I picked up a shift just to clear my mind and just to like focus and prepare for this. And
Yeah.
the whole time I was like, one of the managers approached me and was like, would you be interested in going full time? And I said,
Shut up.
no, this not right now. I was like, I haven't got to that place, but yeah, no, thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, how interesting. Yeah, he goes and he takes you and he goes boop, like left all the way. So it's like, oh my God. So give me a second. Let's see. I got very excited. Hold on. One.
So the whole time I'm going through this warehouse going, oh my gosh, my dad, he had this saying, my dad's a very Southern man, and he had this
Okay.
saying, and he would always tell me his last words to me that he ever spoke was, never stop bucking. Do not fall
Yeah.
off that horse.
Yeah.
Never stop
Yeah.
bucking. He's like, never stop bucking. He's like, you're my girl. Keep on bucking. Keep on bucking.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so I hear that in my head when I'm pushing.
Down. Yeah. Well, and that's the type of I mean, like the whole thing with him is like that's the type of person that he is, and he's very very active, and that's why he's like very very young in mind, but he keeps talking about how his body's not there. So I don't know, we're gonna figure out what happened with him. I want to get into he keeps trying to hit the thing home of coming up and holding your hand and telling you like, I'm not gone, I'm not gone, I'm not gone. He keeps saying God is with you. Was he a God, like a hardcore, like God person or something like that? Or what did he, because he's really,
A
oh,
colonel and a lieutenant colonel, but he always referred to himself as colonel and chaplain.
he was a Kurt. No wonder he's talking to, oh, Oh, okay. Okay. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I have my all things work together for those who love God over here. I have my little cross, like, and he's just sitting, I have my little angel over here, and he's just like, okay, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he
he's
did not
good.
dig this type of stuff at all. And
No,
so,
no.
like, you know,
No, I know. Well, it's okay because it kind of like merges it, right? It's the same thing. And he, hold on, let's get into it. I guess because I pray, I guess because I go into that, it's a little bit different. And they'll talk about it. Let me ask about this. So the ex-wife of his, hang on. Why does your mother feel so separate? Your actual mother.
he never fell out of love with her. And
Mm.
he never stopped loving her. He just kept on filling space. And she has a lot of respect for him as a father. She's never talked crap on him ever. And, has always been a reminder through difficult times, because he was very hardcore to be brought up under.
Well, that's what he keeps showing me, because the end of his life, he feels like he's a really good guy. He feels like he'd be a good grandfather. He feels like he got, softer, but he's going through that middle area, and the pressure, the intensity, that's the part he keeps going over. And I think he needs to give himself a break, but that's also who your dad is, at the same time. I want to, I don't know. Did your brother end up having an accident?
It's a really horrific.
So this is, let me tell you what he keeps showing me, and this is where my brain, he shows me like yellow and black caution tape. He keeps flashing red in my head, which is blood. He keeps showing me oops, oh my God. He keeps showing me splatter, which is that. I ask him, there's a sickening feeling in me, which means our body has opened up at some level, and I don't know why and what that is. So that's like a heavy feeling. And so all of those, and he keeps showing everybody being like, that is his whole explanation. And for me, I know that means that he didn't overdose. I know that means he didn't fall. I know that means that he didn't die naturally. I know that means he didn't die of a heart attack. I know all these things, but what am I getting? Hold on, give me a second. Let me ask him, see if he keeps showing me it would be big enough, or it would cause enough scene to make the news, like that type of thing. Yeah. Because he keeps showing me, on, I don't know if you've ever been to Houston, but like Fox 26 News, they'll be like, news report, He keeps putting that up there.
My dad used to live off of Westheimer.
Shut up. Really?
Yeah.
He would. Yep, that's why we're all connected. Hold on. He keeps showing me Kersplat. What happened with him?
Okay, so it was intended, well thought out, and it was not, there's a lot going behind this, but I'm just going to get to what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah.
He went to a Best Western. He went out to a consignment shop or a pawn shop and got a Blue Colt Magnum. And he went into a Best Western and barricaded the door and collected towels for about a week. Went into the bathtub. He didn't want to make a mess, I guess, and just put all of the towels he had collected against the wall and laid in the bathtub and shot himself on the left side of the head. So yeah, there it was. Caution tape. Yeah. Yep.
That would make sense. Wow. So no wonder. Okay, so pause real quick. Let me ask him how long ago. So this is where it gets interesting. This is not a new suicide. because how he feels is that, and we'll try to figure out timeline and everything like that. How he feels is he was showing me earlier how he was pressed or pushed, and how maybe there was like a lot of exhaustion or sadness or frustration. And I said that a couple of times, but he was only showing me back then. He's not showing me that's how he feels now. He feels very golden and light and like you're his sister and this is dad, and almost like risen up or higher vibration. And so when I'm taking him back, he's showing me these flashes of all this stuff. And so I think what this is, most of the time when I read people that have committed suicide, 99.9, I mean, except for your brother's case, no, maybe two others, they are always in a state of denial. They're in a state of, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. They're in a state of anger. And this person apparently has gone through all their stuff. Your dad found him, which is what he was talking about him finding him back and forth. And they were able to move up together. So there's something going on over here. Hold on. Was this like before 94?
It was 97.
97. Okay. He told me that it happened. I said, what period of my life? What is this? And he talks about me having cancer. And so I had cancer. I got diagnosed in 1994. And then I had it up until end of, when was that? Chemotherapy stopped in 1998. So it went that whole thing. Really? Wow. Okay. So that's why he's talking about Michael Jordan and stuff. Interesting. Hold on. Is that hotel not there anymore? It's gone? Or do you know?
Last I checked, it was still there, but they've built up a lot around the area.
Around the area. Where did this happen at? Just because where did it happen at? Where did he do it?
Here in Virginia.
Okay. Oh,
just down the road. Just down the road.
Really?
Yeah. So
really?
Like anytime you're driving down the highway, you have to see it.
Yeah, it's interesting. He talked about how you're no longer able to view it, or you can't see it anymore.
Oh,
wait, just for me,
the trees have grown up a lot. Yeah.
Gotcha. What area in Virginia are you in? That's just for are you near Roanoke at all?
Roanoke's about 5 hours away. I'm literally 30 minutes south of DC.
Oh, you're out there. Okay. I've been looking. Oh, okay. No, I've been looking at moving to Roanoke area.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. They call it DMV, which stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Okay. Oh, right there. Yeah, the little try thing. Okay, I get it. Hang on. I want to go back in. Let me grab him and see. Let me see if I can section him off really quick. Hold on. So I'm going back into Psyche right now. He keeps saying, so this is not who he is right now, FYI. This is back then. He keeps talking about, I made a lot of fucking mistakes. You know, I made a lot of fucking mistakes. That's over and over and over again. And I said, okay, why? And he keeps putting his face inside of his hands and going, you know, and they don't have gambling up there, though. They don't have gambling. Hold on. Give me a second. It seems so odd to smoking a cigarette. He doesn't normally feel like this, though. Hang on. Why? He's walking around, he's yelling about was he like actively getting a divorce or something when all this went down? What was going on with that? Yeah. Okay.
They just gotten a divorce, and she had given him hope that there was some hope and of reconciliation.
And it didn't happen. Yeah. I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? He says, I have debts to pay. I'd get some debts. And I was like, what do you mean debts? I was like, there's no gambling up in that area. That doesn't make any sense. And then he's like playing, he plays a clip from a movie of a guy smoking a cigarette and being like, I don't know, Janie, I have no idea what the fuck you want to do with our relationship, Janie. Like, we just got a divorce. I don't remember what movie that's from, but that's what he's doing. And I was like, okay, so he must have gotten that.
So he would travel to Atlantic City, which isn't far from here.
Really?
And they would put him, I think he was a pretty high roller. It was very secretive because I think they call them junkets or something, where they pay for your room and all of that for you to come and, so I know he was gambling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he shows me that. He makes me smell cigarettes. He talks about, okay. And he was very prideful. Man, he was caught up in that area but he's a good guy. He's caught up in that area of like that 90s where they have to be really, really macho and they can't talk about their feelings. You remember like that whole like Ken type of hairstyle, but like you can't do anything about it. And so they get frustrated and they blow up. That's
like Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. He was caught up in that. And your dad, even though he was a good guy, he didn't know how to talk to him. He didn't know how to bring him down. And like, he didn't want to look like a puss to like you and your mother and like I guess you have sisters as well. We'll get into that. And he's just frustrated. He felt like that was his whole life. And it ended. It was done. Hold on. Do you know she was going to take him to the bank? Like to like make him penniless or something like that? Did he have a thing about that?
I
don't feel like his ex-wife is a bad person.
He's not.
No.
But if he had debts and there were people after him, I mean,
yeah,
he first of all, you're spot on, Amy. My dad was not only a chaplain and a lieutenant colonel who referred to himself as colonel, but he also did family therapy. So it was, we were held to perfection.
Wow.
We were held to perfection. And when my parents divorced, Dwight was in college and the money got pulled. And so he started working 3 jobs.
Breath.
And not only did he finish off his education, but I don't know how he did it, but he graduated like, top notch. But with that, he went down a rabbit hole and he got involved in coke. And then that gatewayed into heroin. He was in and out of rehabs. My dad, that suicide was not his first attempt. He lived with my dad for a while. He was by far the most extraordinary person.
He's an amazing guy. He is. You can feel it. He's bright. He's airy. He has this, in my head, he has this perfect smile and this perfect hair. He's not that person. Yeah,
he was the guy that he walked in the room. Everybody had to grab a piece of his energy. Everybody wanted to be his friend. Hilarious, amazing dancer, smart. I mean, he was this. Like, who is this guy? And normally these days, someone like that walks into a room and everybody hates you automatically.
I know.
Everybody wanted a piece of him.
Yeah. And that's how he is, and that's how he is now. He just had an implosion of emotions, and it was the times. Your dad held you to that degree, right? He had a very addictive personality and it ended up happening. It was interesting because the way when he was putting me in his head, he almost felt bipolar, but I know he wasn't. So that was because of the medication or the drugs. So the up
No,
and
I
down, the
think
up and
that
down.
I think that he might have been.
Really?
And he, because I remember something during those times, there was depression involved, but he would not take the medication. And it was a brief conversation. I remember asking him, like, why won't you take the medication? And he was like, he said, it makes me feel like I'm in a mental straitjacket.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I can tell you the way that he did that was, and no wonder it would have made the news because he, he loves you, and there ain't anything else about it. I mean, it's just that, and he feels ethereal. He doesn't feel like he's in a lower vibration, which is like that darker, deeper, more negative area. But he does go and he does replay what happened in his life. That was the whole thing that shook the foundation of everybody, was because, wow. I want to hold on, let me get in with him really quick one more time. I want to see if Dad can. I know that your brother was the one that came to get your dad when he passed. Because the first thing your dad does is he starts welling up, and a little bit, you know, that teary man red face that they don't want to cry at, that type of thing. That's what he's showing me. And then he's like patting him on the back saying, like, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, son. And like your brother looks really, really good at that point. They missed each other. They did. He didn't know how to handle it. I'm sure your dad at some level blamed himself, but just wouldn't talk
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I remember it got, our relationship became really strange because I can remember saying to him in anger, I was very angry. I said, I would do anything to be able to live up to Dwight alive. As much as you hold him to such a high esteem, it's impossible to please you, because in death he's become even more angelic. Thank you, Sally.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's why there's this big healing thing here from your dad. Like, you are just known as the sweetheart in my book. That's what you feel like to me. And so we're gonna get into, hold on, I want to see who else, because it's you and Dwight. Hang on. Oh, it is so hard. Hold on. Are there like 4 or 5 kids altogether?
5.
5. Okay. Okay. So with Dwight being gone there before. Okay. 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 He keeps going like this, and I'm like, ooh, okay. Hold on. One. Okay, so Dad passed before COVID, so he passed before 2020. Okay. Because I asked Michael, when did you die? When did you die? And, you know, was it COVID? Were you not able to see each other? How was that? And he says, oh no, people would like could come in. You know, I'm like, okay, so that's pre-COVID. He did. He's talking about how he had a lot of help. He would have had a lot of help. He is on some sort of ranch or something like that in my head. That's where he's at right now. I have no idea why.
Dwight or my dad?
Your dad, it feels like he's on like some sort of like ranch or like farm type of thing. It's
He was
interesting.
raised on a farm
Was he
in
really?
Oklahoma, on a border of Oklahoma and Texas.
Oh, so no wonder that's where the golden fields come from. Okay, he keeps showing me where if you look outside the window, there's like all this open space with like these golden fields, and I'm like, all right, this is like some sort of farmer ranch thing, and you can just feel like bow, 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 which is country to me. That's what it is.
Cotton farmer, cotton farming.
Really? Oh, that's hard. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, especially back then with cotton gins.
You got that.
We used to live out in West Texas in San Angelo, and I remember during October and November when it would bloom, you drive in and everything was white, and that was the first time I ever saw it, and I was like, it's snowing? No, it's cotton.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Dad, what are you doing? What happened with you? Did his second wife, did she end up passing? What happened with her?
After they divorced.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. He talks about, oh, this other wife, boom, gone. Okay. Hang on. I don't know. Maybe they've met each other, I guess, because he brings that up. Hang on. He's very stubborn. He doesn't like people taking care of him. He wants to be at home. I think he had hospice care at some point or something like that, because he's talking about how, damn it, let them go. Then he's talking about people feeling guilty about not being able to be there with him. So back and forth and back and forth. That probably goes along with you. Were you able, the one that, let's hold on. He's putting all these things in my head really, really fast. So you have another brother as well? Okay. Gotcha. None of them live up to Dwight. I can tell you that. Like, they're fine, but none of them live up to him. He almost shows them as being like darker haired, which also means like darker, like lower class to me in my head. That's how he grades them. You are up here. There's another sister that goes along with you that almost feels like more motherly than you. Maybe she's the one that he like. Yeah. So you're like the black sheep, but the sweetheart of the group. Then that's kind of what it would be. Yeah. Because I go, so what about this? He puts this other woman as a sister, very motherly, like that. And she talks about telling him what to do. And then you're like the wild hair that we love her all the way. And then there's these other ones. He says that he's all about God. It is a real thing. He's very amazed at it. He keeps talking about not judging, don't judge. I think that was his biggest thing. Don't judge a book by its cover. I think that's what he's learned. He's such a simple man. He likes pie. Interesting.
He does.
I was on my website Goldbelly, and I was ordering something from a bakery, and he just brought up my order in my head. It was a pie, and I was like, okay. He misses that. He misses like simple sweets, like ice cream and pie. What else do you want? What happened with you? Maybe. Did he end up like having cancer that went into his bones or something like that, and he denied it? What happened with him?
So what he's trying to tell you is, long story short, he got pneumonia. They went to do surgery. They punctured his lung, and he had to be on a feeding tube the last tube of his 2 years of his life. So he couldn't eat. He had to be fed through a tube.
No wonder.
And that man you would never see anybody that could night eat like that man. He would go in the refrigerator and eat a whole pie. And it wasn't fat.
No, I know he wasn't. He's a very almost like fit. I mean, he has a tiny little belly on him, but nothing big at all. Like you can still see the chin and like all the way. So no wonder he's eating pie now. That would totally make sense. You know, I night snack too, like hardcore. I don't really eat all day, and then nighttime comes. It's a thing. He talks about how what? Yeah, he talks about going down to his bones are really affected him. And that's why, because it was that. What? What happened? Hold on. He keeps saying, let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go. He like wanted to die, kind of, in a way. Weird.
Which is weird because he was terrified of death. As a man of the cloth, he was terrified of death. That was his worst fear. And he remarried after the second wife, and she was a hardcore bitch and left him alone in that bed. And
no wonder he just wanted to.
His worst fear was to die alone, and she left him alone in that bed.
And he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps talking about the whole let me go, let me go, let me go. For me means that the last part of our life was torturous. Yes. And it was very, very difficult. And so it's like praying, like, just take me, take me, take me, take me. I'm over this. We won't let that happen. So what was there, like a court settlement or something about them taking dad's stuff and her trying to take it or something, or what was going on with that?
My dad was born a poor farmer and died a millionaire for his children, and she has it. We haven't seen a dime. He said before he died, honey, please fight for this. And I said, absolutely not. I said, you have the right to do this now. I'm not going back to Texas and walking. I said, I'll walk up in her church and I'll unveil who she really is. I said, but I'm not going to fight for this. I've seen what this type of stuff does. I was like, you have the opportunity to do that now. Before you die, you have the opportunity to change your will back. Because as it stands right now, I guess she gets it all until she dies. And I'm pretty sure she's given it all to her own son anyway. I mean,
yes. Okay, so what he just put in my head, you heard me say, we won't let that happen. He made you say that. So I think in some way he wants you to like not let that happen, not let that take that, not. And so it's like, maybe we need to fight for it. Maybe we need to go talk about, maybe we need to go like do something about that, because I think in a way he feels guilty about not allowing that to go back to you. Like he sees that now. The first thing he said while I was sitting there for a moment was he said like, oh, it goes to our own kids, but they don't deserve it. Because I think that's what she would try to do. Think about it. Think about it. I think if you did push the issue, I think you would get it. FYI. Okay. Like just think about it. Okay. Yeah, that's the whole apology as well from him. One. Wait, is that wife like 15 years younger than him? Okay, I go, where are you buried at? What is that? And he says, oh, I get to choose my pick which wife I want to be next to. And I was like, oh, shut up. I was like, okay, so he's buried. And so is he going to be with is he going to be with the second one?
No.
What's up with that?
That was only a 7-year marriage. He was married to my mom for 21 years. He's the type of person that cannot be alone. So he immediately, and so he remarried immediately. They were married for 7 years. And then he remarried his third wife, and they were married for 20 years when he died. So he was cremated, but he had his service out on a military base that he wanted the full on, the whole.
Yeah.
And so he died in Austin. We've been all over Texas. I'm
you have.
Texas Tech girl, El Paso. I just got back from there a couple of weeks ago. And and boy, yeah, I miss the Southwest, I gotta tell you. But so he's buried on a military base right outside of Austin.
Oh, okay. So he is there. Okay. Interesting. And is he gonna have anybody on top of him down the line?
God help us if it's her.
I know.
He didn't love her like my mom.
No, he loves your mom.
Yeah.
He loves your mom. Oh yeah, 110%. Let's just say that he's learning. This was not his last life. This was not his last rodeo. He'll come back and he'll do it again. Hold on. Obviously his parents are passed, but his mother, hold on. Because talks about nice woman but stern woman. Hold on. The mother is just old school. The mother is old school. Very old school. Is like Shu, but almost like stands in the background. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna watch her. I'm gonna make sure she's fine, but she's very old school. Hold on. They're very weathered people, or they were very weathered people, probably because obviously the whole farming thing. I want to ask Dad a couple more things. I want to see if I can get our brother in here one more time. Hang on. Hold on. Does your brother have a son?
I have two. I have Dwight or the other two.
Dwight.
No, he does not have. He did not have children.
He did not have children. It's weird. Dwight's talking about a little boy that is after him or like acknowledges him. What's going on with that? I don't know about that.
It's my son. I swear to
that's
God,
beautiful.
I don't. It's one of my questions, Amy. Like,
Is Dwight your son?
no,
Mhm.
Dwight is not my son. I have a
agree.
son named Shepherd, and we call him Shep. And he was 7 or 8 months, and it was 4th of July, and Dwight knew that was the last time he was going to see us all, but we didn't know. And we had gone and we got a hotel room, the whole family. We made a big buffet to watch the fireworks in DC because you don't want to deal with that traffic.
Yeah.
And he came, and he went over and he picked up Shep, and it's one of my questions. What did you say to Shepherd? Because he had a conversation with him, and he sat him on the bed, and he changed his diaper, and he whispered in his ear for what felt like 5 minutes. And it is an uncanny resemblance. And then there's like a piece of Dwight lives on in him. It's weird.
Yes. Because he keeps talking about this. That's why I was like, does he have a kid? What is that? Because he keeps talking about this little boy that's a part of him, or it's a part of him. So that's like, and I believe that he does definitely like live on in him. Like that's a part of it. I think I go, what are you saying? And like the speech like just starts in my head, talks about, I'm going to be going away for a while. Or like, I'm going to be watching out after you, I'm going to be looking out after you, like going on into that area. I think he like knew that this was going to happen. Obviously had been planning it. But even to a point where he made a pact or he made a contract that he would help him out and make sure that he was fine the entire time. Do I believe that your brother Dwight lives through Shep? Yeah, because that's what they do. That's what they do. Does he like push him and take care of him and make sure that he is okay? Yeah, 110%. Do I believe he was telling him that he'd see him later and how much he loved him and how much he appreciated him and what he was going to do for him? Yeah, totally. Hold on. Calls him his boy over and over and over again. He keeps talking about football all the time, football, and I have no idea. Maybe that's just an our Texas thing, He
was the freaking rock star of the football team in high school. Okay. Girls threw their underwear at him. I mean, the guy, that was hit the prime of his life.
Yeah, that's what he keeps putting himself in, like a football jersey, and he keeps football, and you see like that, like a picture of that. And that's your brother. Your brother lives on through your son. He also lives on through you. He's not in a lower vibration, which is good. That means he's not lost. He's moved up. Your dad is doing well. He's obviously with his mother, which is cool. His father, I haven't felt anything like that. He loves you. He's trying his darndest. Your brother feels like, probably because he's been gone longer too, but your brother feels like he has learned his lessons. He's understood. He feels heavenly. He feels angelic. He doesn't feel bad. Let's talk about you for a second. Hang on. I want to ask. Hold on. I want you over the next, I would even say 6 months, watch yourself when you go to Amazon. It's nothing bad. You're not dying or anything like that. But I see you in a boot, like in like a foot boot, like a cast type of thing. Maybe you drop something and you break your foot, or maybe you break your ankle, something like that. It's very random. But this is your reaction to it. Ah, fuck. God damn. And so there's this like, now I have to, do you see me like this? Look at this ugly thing. Like, this is a pure reaction from you. So for me, this means it's probably going to happen. It's going to slow you down, but I think it's also going to allow you to kind of like calm down and relax as well. I mean, you're already calm. You're fabulous. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to allow you to kind of like just be and like focus inwards. And I think that'll be really, really cool. I wonder if they're gonna like throw a box or something and it like breaks your foot. I'm just gonna leave that there. Email me. I've seen weirder things happen. Have have you broken your foot in the last 6 months?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay. Yeah. So that's what I would say physically watch out for. Hold on. That's very interesting. Hold on. Was that the dog here that was coming up? Was that a female dog?
No, but there's a lot of
A
there's
female. Yeah.
this is
Okay.
this is he bringing this up?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm,
this is
mhm.
Sabbath, named after his dog Sabbath, who is also a black lab.
Really? Oh, yeah. They keep bringing up. They're like, talk about this dog. Talk about this dog. Talk about this dog. Oh, hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Biggest. They keep talking about the biggest sweetheart. I don't know where the female lab comes into play or the female dog that either was crossed over. I don't know who that is. We'll have to figure out where that is too. Hold on. Let
Pepper,
me
maybe
ask.
the dog we were raised with.
Oh, that could be. Okay. We'll keep that there. Hang on. Let me ask him about. Did y'all end up having to put Sabbath down?
I don't know what happened to his dog Sabbath. I
Okay.
don't,
Okay.
it's a mystery. It was all in that dark time. It was like he started disappearing, Sabbath disappeared, everything went haywire. I don't know.
No. Okay. He talks about, he goes, oh, you're a good, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. And I said, what? Said, had to put you down, had to put you down. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he's talking about what happened with the dog. What? Your brother keeps putting on a Letterman jacket in my head. Your brother just wants you to remember him like in high school. That's what he wants you to
And I
remember
do.
him
That's
as.
why I just went back and I took my daughter. It was
Really? So that's where he went to high school at and everything was over there?
okay. So
Right.
I'm a Virginia Texan at this point in time. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because after my parents got divorced, my mom, there wasn't any opportunity in El Paso. I mean, and
It was
so
too small.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
she just been a housewife the
Yeah.
the whole time, typing, sewing skills and
Mhm.
piano. So
Mhm.
she moved here and my youngest brother, they treat me like I'm the youngest. Okay. They all
But
treat
you're
me
not.
like that, but I'm not,
Mhm.
because my
I know.
youngest brother is 6'7", 6'8", and he actually was a college, he was a quarterback for the Tar Heels
Oh
many
my
years ago.
God.
So football was a big thing in the family. So we moved back
Yeah.
here, but every Christmas, summer, all of that, we straddled the fence, Texas, Virginia, Texas, Virginia, Texas, Virginia. And
Yeah.
then when I graduated, I went to Texas Tech, and then I came back here for a summer.
Yeah.
And who knew? I never. This is compared to the Southwest.
Yeah.
It's hardcore here. People are hardcore, and it's yeah. So I
Yeah.
just took my daughter back so she could see that part of her history. And
Yeah.
we just had the time of our lives. And that's, the music that I associate to that specific time, and that is how I remember him.
Mhm.
Because I see him, I feel him. I
You
I
do.
get I get things sent to me all of the time. Like the latest one, which has been going on for about 3 years now, is sevens. They come to me in
Oh.
doubles, triples, and quadruples
Oh, look at
every
that.
single day.
Mm.
And I don't know if
Yep.
I'm just so dialed into it, but I have no idea what it means.
Oh, nothing. It's just you're dialed into it. That's all. So one of the things is that could be your brother. It also could be your father as well, and it also could be as well that you are dialing into spirit or your consciousness. So if you're looking at the number 7 inside of like numerology, which is why they send these different things. 7 is a holy number. It's the number of God. It's the number of angels. It's the angelic number. It's also the number of luck. And and so when you see it a couple of times, look at us together. We're 7-7. Oh my God, here we go. We're doing right. Right.
Goosebumps.
See, there it is again.
Goosebumps.
I know. but so when you're dialing in, it's just saying, hey, you're closer. We got you. We got you. We got you. And so always remember that. And when you're more dialed in and when you're more in tune with it, the universe and they will play little games with you. They'll play little, not tricks on you, but little things that make you go, oh, that's weird. Okay. It like reminds you, hey, we're close. And so when you react to it or when you understand that that's happening, they like that. And so it just continues more and more and more and more and more. And so after every single time you see something like that or you feel them, because your brother is not a bad feeling, your brother's a good feeling. Your dad is a little bit weaker, but he's just because he hasn't been there as long, but he's a really, really good person too. And so the person you would feel the most is your brother. And so he's going to be the one sending that. Then dad's going to follow it up as well. Okay.
So this, I keep it on my heart. I
Yeah.
get pennies all of the time. So
There you
when we
go.
got to
Okay.
El Paso, we go up to our Airbnb and the cleaning lady had just come out. And this was sitting right there on the doormat, just like this.
There you go.
And constantly, it's a constant. I collect them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep them.
Yep. There you go, your piggy bank. Yeah, well, that's that. So remember that signs, numbers have a big thing. Signs, all they are they are a pattern that they can put out there that you understand and you go, oh my God, that's from them. All right. So you could do it with anything. So what the next thing I want you to do is I want you to think of something that you want to see over and over again, like a pattern, like you do with pennies, but then say, hey, instead of pennies, I want to see this. So do like black and white ladybugs. Or do like hot pink chicken. I don't know. Just something random that you wouldn't normally see. And what they'll do is they'll put that in your path everywhere and you'll be like, oh, right. So but so you're asking for it and then they're able to send it to you. So you're right on path with everything. That's why it feels so good. That's why you feel so good, and that's why you still have a connection with them. So for right now, do you have any questions for me? I could just read you all day long if I didn't have another session to go to. Do you have any questions for me right now?
When you started the session,
yeah,
I have to go back there for 1 second and I'll leave it alone.
You're okay, baby. You're fine.
You were talking about he was showing you like the blood and the caution tape.
Yeah.
And now he was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
When he crossed over, you hear stories about people who immediately their first thought was, oh my God, what did I do? Was he like at peace with that?
Let's go back to that time period. Hang on. The way that he feels is that he wasn't at peace with it, but it doesn't feel he wasn't at peace with it at first because he didn't like the ramifications of making everybody sad and unhappy. He didn't like that, but and that would be the thing that pulls him. But when he goes and I ask him what happened and how does he feel, he shows me that during that time period, like 1997, during that time period, what was going on with him and the resources available to him and everybody else in his crew, that he would feel like he would have failed either way and it would have just extended it and it would have happened anyway down the line.
Right. Thank you. That
You're
brings
welcome.
me a lot of peace because that's how I felt, because I know my brother and I know that he did it as a gift.
Yeah.
He did it as, I don't want to be a burden to anybody anymore.
Correct. He just showed it's so quick. So what it looks like when they do that is think about just visualize this with me. You have you sitting here in the middle, and all around you there are doors, like almost like octagon, all around you, and there are all these options for you to go down. And most of the time what it looks like is there's these open doors with like glowing light coming out of it. So those are your doors of opportunity that you can walk through. Your brothers, they're all shut all the way around. And so the only way out is this way, because it's not only just the time, right? It's the, what people are thinking at the time, what's going on with everybody else, what is he going on with his life? Not only the addiction, but just on top and on top and on top. It felt like if he went through one door, it would slam back on him, right? And he would have to go through this other way. So it was a detriment. And then what would he do? Would he wait for 15 or 20 years for like this ability for people to go, oh, okay, you're fine. Yes, mental health is a thing. And oh, no, because his whole life would have been screwed by then, right? So he'll come back in. He'll come back in. Y'all will come back in together. He learned a lot this life, and he doesn't want to go back to what he was like when he passed. He just shows himself as being 18. So keep them in your head like that. Your dad is a pie eating maniac who is a wonderful guy who's not afraid to die anymore, and he loves you and he loves your family. And I mean, they're great people. This was very positive. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a couple minutes, have a good breather, have a good cry. Both of those are very important. And then if you think of anything, or if you have any questions, I take a good cry first. But if you think of anything, just email to me. Okay, I'll get back to you in the next couple of days or next day. And then I need you to light a candle. I need you to tell him thank you. That's it. That's all. Okay. You're welcome. And and from one Texas, probably soon going to be Virginia person as well, I'll look you up.
Yeah, you better.
Okay? I will. I hear the taxes are good over there. I mean, the property taxes are lower where you're at, versus everything else. So let me know. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been a pleasure. This has been a gift. Thank you.
Anytime. You're welcome. I love you, babe.
Love you.